Okay, in today's lesson we discussed texture mapping, and we went through a number of files where we learned how OpenGL does texture mapping. Now I've included some files here as usual for the demo on 3D graphics and how you do texture mapping. I've used the cube example, and within it, of course, within this text cube folder, you are going to find files which you can use to run. And of course, once you click on this link, it will lead you to the drive where you can access the textured cube folder, and within that folder you have a number of files, which, as you can see, you have the images, you have the readme file, and of course you have the JavaScript file that is of course contextualizing the canvas defined in the HTML file, and the CSS file which is defining the formats. Now if we want to run those textures, we are not going to go it when you want to run these, we will not go it through the same manner in which you have done the others. You take note that in fact the HTML file here, which we have called here web textured cube.html, in fact I'm going to change it so that it reads index.html, because that's the easiest. It will make it easier for you to run once you download it. One of the things you're going to observe is that once you download it, you will need to put it inside a web server. So ensure that you have a web server, so that if you have, for instance, XAMPP, WAMP, or LAMP, I'm trying to see whether I have one. I want to believe I should be having one. As I do this within a web server, this is XAMPP. So this folder is from which files run. I mean, in the server serves HTML files from here, htdocs, and then of course the folder that has the documents is. So once you download them, you are going to put it within the web server, the way I have this one within this web server called XAMPP in htdocs. So you can have LAMP, you can have WAMP, you can have other web servers, but I would prefer you work with those three. I'd also worked with the Python web server. Actually, I had configured it a while back, but that one is a little bit complex because some of you may not know about Python, and therefore it will involve downloading and configuring, which is not good for this particular demo. So once you copy it you copy this folder the way it is. Yeah, once you download it, copy it within the htdocs of your LAMP, WAMP, or XAMPP server, and then of course start your XAMPP server, and take note that you find XAMPP server within the local disk. So yeah, drive C, and then of course that's why you have XAMPP if you had installed it. You can also search for it and type XAMPP or LAMP, and then you're going to get it if you don't have a shortcut of it on the taskbar or on the desktop. Then you can start the Apache. This Apache is actually the web server now. MySQL is the SQL server. So this is not needed because you're not dealing with database. You only need Apache. Once you start Apache, then of course now the web server is going to be running, and you can test that by typing localhost. And once you type localhost and hit your enter key on the keyboard, it's going to display this message. It is time now to try and run. You go ahead and now type localhost. Just type localhost because I'm going to change localhost textured cube. You don't have to type HTML because I'm going to change that file to index, so that once you type those two, index is automatically run by the server, and it will run and display what you're seeing on the screen right now. I think this is going to be good for you. This is now textured, and as you can see, the image I've applied is what it's taking time. Okay, the image I've applied is what you find here. These are two hummingbirds. You can also change that image to cube texture.png, and you see this this image being textured, the texture of the second image being applied on of course on the demo. And I think you're going to like it. You can apply other textures, you can download the images, but please read the readme demo. It is very important. Readme text file once you download. Before you do anything else, once you download that file, don't forget, read what you have here. This readme file is extremely important. It contains what you have to do to configure what I've just explained. Thank you. Wish you all the best. Let me know whether you have succeeded.